2 o'clock in the morning, I wake up with searing pain through my jaw, the upper jaw, the lower jaw. I am laying in bed, eyes wide open, going, where is the Tylenol? I grab the Tylenol and I'm going through these phases and stages of pain going, where am I? I usually hate stages of like 0 to 10 because I never know where to put myself. But this was definitely a 10. And I've learned a thing or two about pain over the last 6 weeks. And it's like, it goes from like, oh, this is uncomfortable, to like, this really hurts, but I can handle it, to anymore and I'm not going to be able to handle it, to, oh my God, I'm so angry, I cannot believe this pain is here constantly, to hopelessness. And that morning when I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning with my face aching so badly, burning, aching, just in pain, it was definitely a 10, and it was definitely in hopelessness, in pleading, in if this pain pill doesn't work in the next 20 to 30 minutes, I'm gonna have to grab my kid and get to the ER to have them give me something stronger. This is how bad it was. So yes, what I want to talk to you about today is physical pain, emotional pain for highly sensitives, and how do I get myself out of it? Granted, physical pain, obviously, the body, there are a lot of things you need to do, like me working closely with my dentist for the last 6 weeks. But even emotional pain can turn into physical pain, particularly for highly sensitive people. We feel things so much more intensely, and also we feel our own emotions and our own thoughts so much stronger than anyone else. So today I want to give you 4 points, 4 quick steps, right? Write those on a note card, have them handy for you. I have definitely been in emotional pain where I was like, oh my God, get me out of this. I can't handle this. My heart is breaking. My chest is aching. Have these 4 steps handy for yourself. And even in this instance, right, with me waking up with this physical pain, kind of evaluating what I need to do, which is actually one of the steps we'll get into in just a second, it is so helpful to have these 4 steps. Step number 1, self-talk. What is your self-talk? This is one of the biggest things that I work on with my coaching clients because it is so highly important, especially as a highly sensitive, because the way you talk to yourself matters. It matters what state you're in, what resources you're going to have available to yourself, and the actions you're going to take. It matters hugely. Decide today, decide right now, you are going to become your own best friend. You can do this. We can do this. We can turn your self-talk around to where it's actually helpful, beneficial, soothing, right? So that is step number 1. Where is my self-talk? What mantra do I need right now, right? Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. Everything always works out for me. This is not going to be forever. We're going to figure this out. There is a solution here. You know, when you go into spirituality, I like to remind myself, my higher self already knows the answer. My higher self is guiding me constantly, every second. I have guides, I have angels, I have non-physical powers that are protecting me and nurturing me and nourishing me. There is an answer. There is a solution. I am not going to be stuck in this forever. So incredibly important. Step number 2, evaluate. Where am I at? What are the facts? What's going on? And is there immediate action that I need to take, or what is the action that I need to take, right? So it's evaluation and action. How long has this been going on? Where am I feeling it? How intense is it? What have I already tried? What can I research? Who can I talk to about this? How can I figure out what my next step is? Because once you have a plan, once you have a next step, oh my gosh, it feels so different. You feel like there is hope. You feel like there's something to do. you feel like there is movement forward. So what is the action step? And, especially for highly sensitives, I always like to start with nutrition, with water, with detoxing, with breathing, with meditation, with, those things to nurture your body. Have I been out on the fresh air? What is it that I need? I've had months and months of daily nausea until I really dialed in my nutrition and my specific needs as a highly sensitive of how to handle my body and my mind. This is also one of my favorites. Knowing when to nurture and when to push. This came out of a time, probably the hardest time of my life so far, when I up and moved to Los Angeles to be with a guy, and it terribly, terribly bombed. It did not work out well for me, and I really had to nurse and nurture myself through depression, through heartache, through anxiety. And I really learned that there were going to be days where I really needed to be gentle with myself, where I just needed to be nourished and nurtured. But then there were other days where I was like, Christine, you're going to pick yourself back up. We can do this. You need these days where you or a coach or whoever's there with you going through it, but you, most importantly, you are going to have to be firm with yourself. You have to tell yourself, here are the action steps and the very least that I can do. Here's the one thing I'm going to ask of myself today. Or if you can, 3. I usually go by 3. Here are the 3 things. Just 3 things I'm going to ask of myself all day long. But mostly this one thing. This is going to be the thing that I do. Whether that be getting enough sleep, getting enough rest, or drinking plenty of water, or going for a 20-minute walk. Whatever it is that you feel like in this moment is most important for you to hit that goal. I don't even want to call it a goal, that reset, that embracing your body, whether it be meditation. I've been getting so much into Joey Dispenza. I watched this incredible video on the science behind meditation. What he does in his workshops is just incredible. It works. And so maybe it's just 20 minutes every day of quieting your mind and watching that self-talk and floating in bliss. When I catch myself ruminating and kind of spiraling in fear and anxiety, what if this doesn't get better? What if? I'm going, can I just be in bliss for like 2 minutes? Can I just stop all these thoughts? And can I just float in positivity for this moment? Can I just think about something uplifting? Can I just be in love in this moment? And that leads us right into my last step. The last step of these 4 is, what do I need right now in this moment? So at 2 o'clock in the morning, when I was laying in my bed with half of my face hurting like hell, I was going through these steps, right? I was using self-talk. I was using my mantras. I was evaluating, where am I? What is my action plan? Long term, what am I going to be telling my dentist? How are we going to figure this out? And also the short term, like, what do I need tonight, right? What is my action plan? If this gets worse by this time, this is what I'm going to do. Now, and then number 3, do I need to push myself? Do I need to nurture? For me in that moment, it was nurturing. What can I do that's nurturing? Can I put on a meditation? Can I do, sound healing? What can I do to nurture myself? Sometimes it's watching a rom-com, right? Something that like gets my mind off of it. Can I listen or watch something that's engaging enough to get my thoughts focused in a different direction? So then number 4, what do I need right now? What do I need in this moment? What can I do for myself? Once I've decided whether I need to nourish or nurture, or whether I need to push or challenge myself, then number 4, what do I need in this moment, right? What do I need right now? What can I do for myself right now? Why? Because we want to get out of the state of fear and anxiety, because that doesn't make any pain any better. It doesn't make physical pain better. It doesn't make emotional pain better. So we have to get ourselves out of that state of being. That is a huge part of what I do as a coach, because I feel like it's the underlying thing of everything, right? Especially for highly sensitive, when our emotions are just crazy and all over the place, and we pick them up from other people, and they're seemingly influenced so easily by the outside world. What I want to bring you back to is yourself, you, your power, your soul, your center. You can do this. You are the one from whom everything streams. Decide to grab this power, decide to own this power, decide to come back to your center and to yourself. And decide that nothing on the outside is going to influence how you feel on the inside. Sure, maybe briefly, like it did for me at 2 o'clock in the morning in terrible pain. But from there, after that initial reaction, you can say, okay, what do I choose now? And I have made so many videos on, how do I change my emotions? There's a big one you can look at on my website, healingyouremotions.com/shift. Gives you 3 quick steps how to shift your emotions, right? So important. Why? My beginning of my teachings, I got to Abraham Hicks probably in my just before I turned 20, I think, somewhere around there. And it's been an incredible teaching of law of attraction, of positive, of nothing matters more than that I feel good. And feeling good in that moment when you're not physically feeling good, at least you can choose your emotions to feel good to you. And that is, oh my gosh, so important, because law of attraction, where you are in this moment, that is what you have access to, right? When you're down in fear and depression and anxiety and anger, you can't reach the resources. Tony Robbins calls it a resourceful state. You have to be in a resourceful state. Have you ever noticed when you're down in depression, or when you're angry, or when you're anxious, all of a sudden, all the anxious or fearful or angry thoughts come to you, and all you can think about is problem. This is not going to work. That's not going to work. This might happen. That might happen. But when you're in an uplifting state, you're like, whoa, that's an answer. That just happened to me the other day. I was like, I don't know how to solve this problem. And then I just went about my day. And then all of a sudden, boom, I had a great idea. And I was like, how did I not think about that before? Of course. And it came at the perfect timing. And why was that? Because I was in the receiving mode. I was in the state in order to receive it. So, number one focus, your number one to do when you're in this pain, physical or emotional pain, is how do I get myself to a better feeling emotional space, right? Abraham Hicks always says, your body can hurt and you can be anxious about it, or your body can hurt and you can be hopeful about it. How can you grab onto hope? What thoughts can you think? What picture can you bring to your mind? What can you distract yourself with in order to get into a deep space of hope, of peace, of ease, of love? I mean, if nothing else, I just picture my kiddo with a big old grin on his face, or I imagine my kitty cat laying in my lap purring, right? Or I imagine just sitting outside, watching the sunset on a peaceful evening. What is it that you need to conjure in your own mind in order to change your current state, your current emotion? All right, I hope this was helpful. These are really important 4 steps that you can take when you feel, when you're like in that panic moment of like, What do I do? I feel stuck. I'm in pain. I'm going down the spiral. What do I do? Look at these 4 steps. And I'm going to put this in my folder as one of the 30 things that I wish I would have known growing up as a highly sensitive. I didn't figure out I was highly sensitive until my late 30s. And so, oh my gosh, if I would have known and found a way to soothe myself through physical pain, but particularly for me in my teens and 20s, it was emotional pain. And if I would have known to take these action steps to really get myself out of that emotional pain, that would have been so helpful to me. So I'm hoping it's helpful to you. Share it with somebody who you think could benefit from these 4 steps. And then one more bonus thing that I want to gift to you in case you're curious. I have made an amazing guide, and also it accompanies 4 videos that I shot with it, of the 3 most important things that every HSP, every highly sensitive person needs to know. So if you're curious, check out that guide. That's healingyouremotions.com/thrive. And I'm curious what you think. I think these 3 steps or these 3 things are absolutely vital to thrive, but also to survive as a highly sensitive. Because remember, you are powerful and you can master your emotions and you can live an incredibly fulfilling, highly sensitive life.